So Creed 2 has punched its way into theaters. I put the emphasis on the Rocky poster in the back for a reason. I recently got that framed, mounted, and just completely put up, and I'm excited about it. Sooner or later, this whole wall will have pretty much all of my favorite movies, and I'm excited about it. But one thing that is for sure about Rocky, the Rocky franchise, the reason it's on my wall is it's one of my favorite franchises. It slowly became that after I watched them. I've watched the whole thing all the way through. Like, I've seen each one kind of at different times, but I think I officially watched all of them all the way through, from Rocky 1 and now to Creed 2, but from Rocky 1 to like Rocky Balboa at least twice. And there's certain fragments of each one that I had to get reminded of and everything. So like, because sometimes you think something happens in the other one, another one, and that happened in 5 or something random like that. But yeah, Rocky is definitely one of my favorite ones, and I would have to say Rocky 2 being probably my absolute favorite one. But I had to get the poster of the original movie just because it says it all. And now we have Creed 2, which is just like a new installment. Ryan Coogler did not come back to do this. It's some other guy that I forgot to mention, so I'll be putting whoever he is on screen. Creed 2, like, what can I even say about it? It was literally everything I wanted it to be, plus a lot more. I'll say right off the bat, so much better than Creed 1. Like, Creed 1 was a really good movie by Ryan Coogler, but this took the cake. The way it was shot, the fights, the emotion in this movie could not have been probably more well-written and well-received. Try to start with the negatives first, just to get them out of the way and be able to end on a positive note, especially with a positive, like a movie that I really enjoyed. The only negative that I have with this movie, and I mean the only one, because I tried to find it, is predictability. Because the movie does have like 2 or 3 predictable moments that I foresaw in my head before it happened. But it like made the movie better, so it's the only complaint I have in that way, where cliche predictable moments just simply happen in movies. It's always going to happen in movies. We've seen enough movies like this to know a certain thing is going to happen. And I didn't find that the predictable moments in this movie were necessarily a bad thing, because it was like my expectations were there, and it fulfilled my expectations. Really strange to feel that way about this, because usually something like that would be a very bad thing, that it was predictable, but in this way it really wasn't. So that's my only negative. On to the positives though. Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone just kill it in this movie, even better in my opinion than Creed 1. This movie just simply is better than Creed 1 with its writing and directing. I loved it from start to finish. Tessa Thompson has amazing chemistry with Michael B. Jordan. Spoilers if you haven't seen Creed 1, but you should have by now. But, you know, Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson's character are a couple, and it's just, they have great chemistry, and, like, the love is there, and you can see it, and I love that. I love a good, like, romance that you can actually believe, and you can believe it in this movie. Fighting and the training could not have been more well shot. I love movies that have, like, that close in the ring, like, because some of the Rocky films have done this thing where they show, like, it almost kind of looks like, and it has, like, the HBO Sports or whatever logo on it, and it's, like, just literally shooting it from, like, a TV perspective of, like, how it would look on TV, but I love when it's grounded close inside the fight, almost like you feel like you're in the ring with them, and they have that in this movie. Creed 1 had that, but this one had it to a more intense level, and I love that. I would actually argue that this is the more brutal movie. Drago is back. His son is who's going to take on Adonis Creed in this movie, and they actually were able to pull off the little bit that you got the villains in this movie. It was relatable. They actually made the villains kind of relatable. And I love the color paletting in this movie. Like, when Michael B. Jordan is training, it's all kind of colorful and vibrant and bright. And then sometimes they would, you know, cut back to Drago training, and it was like in Russia, and it was like more gray looking and kind of muggy looking. Really interesting, like, editing in this movie with the way they colored everything. They tried to show you definitely, like, very obvious of which side is which. The tension between Drago and Rocky, and that's just amazing. After all, he did kill, like, his best friend with almost basically no feeling about it whatsoever in Rocky 4. So, I mean, I can understand why Rocky feels the way he does, but I won't go into all that, but just know that this is a pretty tense movie. It's a more brutal movie, and there's a lot of heart to it, and, like, they really pull on your emotions with certain scenes, and they pulled it off. It blows me away to know that Creed 2, a movie 8 films into a franchise, I'm counting it as an entire, you know, a sequel to the Rocky franchise. Some people could argue that it's just the second one of the Creed franchise, but it's all in the same universe. It is the Rocky franchise. 8 films in, and it's still amazing. Like, the Rocky movies all have been at least good. None of them are really that bad. Some of them are just okay, like a couple of them that I can think. But most of the franchise and most of the series has been a solid one. And 8 films in, and a director can come in and pull off a sequel to Creed 1 and not even be the same director and actually be better than the first one. That's astonishing, and I can't wait to go back to see this movie again. What makes this movie great, all in all, the acting. Brilliant. The emotion that they put in the writing. The relationships, like, this is a relationship type of movie, probably closer than Creed 1 had. It's a very, like, very tight movie with just, like, a few characters, and you feel all the love there. It's, like, very, very believable, and you're hooked to the screen the whole time. I loved Creed 2 from the very start. There was just something about the way it was starting. I was like, I have a feeling I'm going to love this movie. And by the end of it, I loved it even more than I thought I was going to. So guys, if you haven't seen Creed 2 yet, it's in theaters fresh off the market. Go see it. If you haven't seen Creed 1 and you've never seen any of the Rocky films, I wouldn't even worry about it. You don't have to watch all the Rocky movies to watch this. Like, at least maybe see Creed 1 just so you can know the characters a little more. But if you jumped right into this, you'd still have a great time, but you won't have, like, the attachment to, you know, old man Rocky. This is Rocky as an old dude, and that's where Sylvester Stallone nails that performance as Rocky, is he pulls off the character Rocky in every movie he's in as Rocky. And so I applaud him for that, and I applaud him to be able to come in as in a sequel this far in and still pull off the character Rocky. Definitely go see it, even if you haven't seen the Rocky franchise. You go see this, and you'll want to go back and watch all of the original movies. But thank you guys as always so much for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Go see Creed 2, and wow, I forgot to rate it. Creed 2 is definitely getting a solid 9 out of 10. You'll be seeing me in the next review. Try out. Peace out.